in this. Hi, so today I just want to go through how you are able to get more done in less time and to really focus on what it is that you're doing, because we're all caught up in everything that we're doing on a daily basis. So whether it's work that we're doing in our own business, or whether it's work that we're doing for clients, or whether it's coaching that we're doing for other people, or whether it's, creating our content, our Facebook Live videos, our blog posts, anything else that we're doing with regards to content, as well as at the same time, I know many people who will be watching this are actually building their business, so building their coaching or consulting business. So you're working around how to, who your avatar is, what your message is, how you're going to help them, the building stones or the pillars, if you like, stepping stones or the pillars, or the process of how you're going to go through and help them building up your modules and what have you, as well as writing your book. So obviously the idea is that you wrap your book around your business. So it's really difficult, and especially as women, we spend a lot of time multitasking constantly. And I used to be really proud. I used to wear that badge of honor. I'm a multitasker. I can do so many things at once. And reality hits is that you make a little bit of progress in things, but you get nowhere slowly. I was going to say nowhere fast, but you don't get nowhere fast. That's what my mum used to say, one of her sayings. You actually get nowhere slowly, because it's not even getting there fast. So yeah, we certainly do. So anyway, Brendan Burchard, as I was saying, had, I can't remember what it's called, but he calls it the 5x50, but there was another name to it as well. And I had a couple of years ago actually created a form from this. So I'll have a look through and see if I can find it. If not, I'll just create it again. And it's just a template for what to do on a daily basis. But the first thing that he really says is the first step to getting more done is to sleep 50 minutes more every single day. So either go to bed earlier or get up later. Now, obviously, if you get up to an alarm clock, you can't get up later. So go to bed 50 minutes earlier. I know a lot of entrepreneurs out there are really proud of the fact that they work a lot and don't sleep a lot, especially some of the people that I follow, some of the women. It's like we work until we get it done. It could be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, then we're up again at 5 or 6 and hustling again. Well, really, that's 3 or 4 hours sleep is not good enough. Over time it doesn't work. So what Brendan Burchard says is, and there's lots of research on, a lot of his education is backed by research as well. So if you can sleep for 50 minutes more, your cognitive score will actually increase by 20%. So your ability to do cognitive things, that's, things where you're going through a process with your hands, for example, increases by 20%. So science proves all of this. So your memory recall, your motor reflexes, everything increases. And one of the biggest things that I know that holds me back sometimes is I commit everything to memory. I do have things, I have notes everywhere, but essentially everything is committed to memory. So the amount of processing that my brain has to do must really slow me down, because phone calls, logins, everything, it's all up here. Like my husband has it all on a spreadsheet. Mine is all in here. So the whole time it's a bit, I guess the metaphor, if you want, like the metaphor is like your computer. I'm just going through this process right now because I can't actually edit any more of my videos, because the computer, my hard drive is stuck again. It's so full up again. So I'm having to go through a process of deleting things. Yeah, you hear me. So I'm having to go through and delete things off it. And it must be the same in your mind. And that's why, you're not getting that REM sleep, that sleep that you really need. Yeah, I'm downloading the whole time, and it really does slow my computer down. It definitely slows my brain down. So downloading and uploading. So not only get an extra 50 minutes sleep, but what he says, 50 minutes before you sleep, you have to have no technology whatsoever. So no phone, no TV, no laptop. 50 minutes before. So you can read, but read a book. I must admit, I'm guilty. I go to bed, and if I read off my Kindle on my phone, because obviously that's what I do. I teach people how to write a book and produce it on the phone. Well, what about telly? That's a really good question, Dee. Is that technology? Is it the brightness? Is it that those rays, the signals that are coming through to your brain? And it's all those different patterns. I know last night I was on Skype to my daughter, myself and my husband, and it was about 5:30, so it was just 5:30, 6 o'clock, so it was just sort of getting dark, so we put the light on, and we've got a one of those new ceiling fan lights that have the retractable fans in the ceiling, that go into the lights. In winter, you don't have the fans out, it's really good. But it has sort of like this big, it's almost like a I don't think it is, but it is like a fluorescent tube. And it must be going, because last night when we were on Skype and we put the light on, it was flickering all the time, and it does something to your brain waves. I know years ago, when I was teaching, if you had a flickering fluoro light, because lots of schools used to have, still do have fluoros, and they can really affect kids who have epilepsy, for example, can send them into a fit. So it definitely does something to your brainwaves. So no TV either. So yeah, read your book in a physical, with your physical book. Okay. One I'm reading at the moment is called Thank You by Dale Flynn. Oh gosh, I can't remember. That's really good, because it is actually, I should go and get it. It's written the other way around. It's written that way around. So it's actually easier to hold your book and read it like that. And I don't know why all books, because when you're reading it like this, to me, it's just so much heavier. Just holding this book, and it's a big book. Holding it the normal way is heavy. Holding it that way doesn't seem to be anywhere near as heavy. So that's where I'm going to be reading at night. So lower light, calm down, meditate. I used to do that every night before I went to bed, and I used to sleep really, really well. Because I was meditating, even though I'd wake up at the end of the meditation, because it would be like, guided, yeah, I'm using technology to do it, but at least I guess it's the right sort of, it's quietening your brain down. And even though I would sort of like go to sleep during it, I would wake up as it finished. And so what I would do, I'm going to start doing it. It's really, really powerful. So getting back to that meditating, I was going to say, I used to sleep really, really well at the end of the meditation. That night, when I was doing it, I would like have a sound, really deep sleep. And you can tell the difference when you've had a really deep sleep to when when you're tossing and turning and you feel like you need to go back to bed again. Okay, so that was number one, sleep 50 minutes more. The second one is have 50-minute power blocks. And I've actually been doing that. If I go to my phone and go to my alarm, you will see, you can see there I've got it set to 50 minutes. Okay, so I press start and I've got it on 50 minutes. So I work solidly for 50 minutes. And actually, it's surprising how much work you can get done in that time. And I'm not using that. And actually, this is something that Chris said probably a couple of months ago about working for an hour solid. Well, this is 50 minutes solid, and then I'm having 10 minutes walk around the garden or get up and maybe go and put some washing on or hang some washing out. Whatever it is just getting up and starting to do something different. Yeah, wake up too early even for you, yeah. Okay, so 50-minute power block. Also drink lots of water. Have a 20-minute stretch or workout. Oh, sorry, I'm going ahead of myself. So the 50-minute power block is all around exercise. So when you wake up, as soon as you wake up, drink lots of water. Have a 20-minute stretch. So it doesn't have to be a workout. It can just be stretching. It can be yoga, but it could also be a workout. But do some stretching and then do 20 minutes of, it could be yoga, calisthenics, dancing, hip hop, whatever it is that floats your boat. So when your body is open and loose, you're going to crush the day ahead. Okay, so with the 28th of June, so I wrote all this down to do. I'm not waiting for the 1st of July. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the 29th of June, this is starting big time for me. Okay, so you're going to crush the date. No checking of your inbox, no turning on the computer, going onto Facebook. And it's so tempting. I wake up in the morning and I get my phone and I go, and I might have been waiting for an email coming in overnight, and I don't check my emails hardly at all during the day, but you know, if I'm waiting for one overnight, like from a graphic designer or for someone else, then I might quickly do it. But no, I've committed myself to, until at least 11 o'clock every morning, not doing anything apart from working on my own business. So working on my business rather than in it. So for most people, that's it. Yes, you're straight on it in the morning. You are good. You're straight up there and you're out there exercising, you're doing your video, you're inspiring other people. You are also at that day. So I'm loving your exercise videos, by the way. They're going great. I haven't seen all of them, but I watched you one this morning with the side plank. And then for some reason, I think I got a phone call or something like that and didn't have a chance to comment on it. So I'll go back and comment on that. So yeah, it's really when your body's open and you're loose, because what we do all day long, and I know I'll tell you this in a minute, yeah. All day long, for me, especially, I'm sitting at the computer, and I know that I get an ache across the back of my neck. And actually, when I was in Bali, Carly, who's a chiropractor, who did my 2-day workshop, at the end of the workshop, she said, I need to really start doing a lot more of, opening up and doing exercise regularly during the day, because I'm on the computer. She said she can see I'm carrying a lot of fluid around here. And that's because of the position. The other thing that Jerry told Chris about was getting, so having your computer, so it should be up here so you're standing. And I probably need to get a different, higher my computer, put my computer higher up, and then have another keyboard. Actually, I should action that. Go and buy a Bluetooth keyboard so that I can have my screen up here, because I know that I'll do that. And at night, I sit and work with a computer on my knee, on the settee with Chris. So that's exactly the same. Yeah, it's a really good idea, dear, leaving it till 11 a.m. Yeah, I need. You can get stands for treadmills. Oh, I haven't got a treadmill, but that would be a great idea. Exercise while I'm doing some work. Yeah, especially if it's training videos and what have you. Okay, so number 1, sleep an extra 50 minutes. 50 minutes before you go to sleep. No technology, read a book or meditate, low light, calm down, things like that. Then the 50-minute power block. So that power block is, you can, I'm reading my notes here. All right, yeah, I've got it. Okay, so in the first 20 minutes, you do your stretching and everything like that. The next thing is check your inbox. The first half hour, if you check your inbox in the first hour of your day, your productivity goes down by 30%. 30%. That's huge. And what you're actually doing when you're doing that, you're giving other people permission to call your agenda. You're giving them permission to say what your agenda is for the day. When other people's emails are their agenda, they're not yours, unless you're waiting for something to come in. Okay? So then what you do is, after that 20 minutes, you work for 30 minutes minimum on your strategy. So what is it that you want to do for that day? What's your strategy? 30%. How are you going to get the most out of it? So the first actions after that, once you've done that, email everyone you need to for that day. So have a list, and you can even make a list the night before of everyone that you need to email for the next day, and do that in that first 50 minutes, so 20 minutes exercise, stretching, wherever it is, and then email everyone, get it all done, it's out of the way. when I used to work in finance strategy as a finance strategist years ago, I had a business coach who told us, you know, what you need to do is, because we were all the time waiting to hear back from the banks, have they done the valuation for the, you know, for a house someone was about to buy or whatever it is, all the time, and it was like constant. And he used to get you down. So he's like, you do not answer any phone calls, you do not answer any emails, you do it twice a day, and you have your blocks where you get back to people, and that's when you do it. You know, but it's much easier said than done. You've got to really discipline yourself to go and do that. So anyway, so getting back to checking your phone first thing, other people's agendas all the time. So in that 30 minutes, so 20 minutes of stretch or exercise, the next 30 minutes is writing down your first actions and emailing everyone for that day, and then it's done. Doing those two different things, one will decrease your productivity by 30%. The other one, by doing your stretches, getting your mindset right, doing all of that, and then doing the first action, doing your strategy, working out what your plan is for the whole day. Yeah, you can have some flexibility in that, obviously, but working out your plan in general, and then emailing everyone, that will increase your productivity by 30%. That's whopping. Yeah, I'm with you, Dee. Okay, number 3, the third one is the 50-minute blocks of time, which is what I was telling you about before. So knowing that they are uninterrupted times. So what I do, and I started doing, is I put my phone not on silent, because then you still get the bleeps coming in. Not only the bleeps, for some reason, I don't know how it's happened, but my phone is now connected to my computer. So if I don't answer my phone, it starts ringing on my blasted computer. So what I do is I put it in flight mode. And it's something that I did in Bali. And I had it on flight mode the whole time, so that I didn't get, expensive overseas phone calls coming in, or I didn't have that constant distraction. I also do it when I'm doing videos, apart from, you can still do it with Facebook Live, so you don't get interrupted with phone calls. There's nothing worse than being in the middle of a video and you're in full flow and you're going really well, and then your phone rings. So I put it onto flight mode. I should actually have it on flight mode now while I'm doing this, because normally this is the time when my daughter rings up for some reason. She's in New Zealand, so it's like she's just got home from work. Okay, so 30 minutes of blocks of time, uninterrupted, and do at least 3 of those during the day. It's not saying do 5 or 6, just at least 3. Yeah, it is. So at least 3. And those blocks of time are for your creative work. When you're creating work for your business, working on your business. See, look, now I've just got a ping from my phone. I should have had it on flight mode, because that's what happens. You got interruptions. I distracted myself looking to see what the message was. So that's the creative work, is video, content, ideas, your think tank. I have my whiteboard, and earlier, it's when I was cleaning my teeth. Whenever I'm in the bathroom, I get great thoughts. So I was cleaning my teeth this morning, and quickly ran out and onto my whiteboard and started writing all this information down. So this is my creative time. I've got a shed load of stuff here with. This is all my creative time here, sitting here doing all of this. So, uninterrupted. That's your genius sprint. Okay, so the 4th one is every 50 minutes. So that's when I have my alarm. Stop, stand up, drink water, stretch, bounce, walk around the garden, dance. Your mind needs a break. Okay, you cannot. Research again has shown, and this is really bizarre, like at school where we only had 3 lessons a day, and there were an hour and a half lesson. And I don't know how the kids we had low engaged kids, and we expected them to last for an hour and a half. So I used to do 45 minutes, and then I'd break it up with something, get them to do, get up and move and what have you. You could see other people looking like, what are they doing? And then do another 40 minutes then, or whatever it might be. But they had to have a change of state, and then they can get back into it. And it's the same for us. We can only work for 50 minutes is a really good time. Even if you do 45 minutes and 15, either, they're really good. And then the fifth one is 15-minute renewal in the day. So like meditation, a 30-minute walk and a 20-minute meditation it could be. So that's what I'm sort of bringing in. I used to do, because I've got John Asaraf's Neuro Gym. So I used to do that every single day. And once I took time out to do that, the amount of creativity that came out from that was huge. So I will post these in the these steps in the Facebook group. I'll type them up and post them in there. Great, I'm glad you like those. I'm glad that they were of help. Now, the other thing is, let me just see if I can find it. I'll actually get this typed up as well. But, where is my sheet for that? I've got so many sheets here. He had a really good planner. Let me just quickly flick through these. And I used to use it before. You can see I haven't used it today because I haven't got it in front of me. Oh, blast one. Oh, where have I put it? Anyway, it's a productivity sheet. Oh, is this it? Here we go. So this is essentially what it looks like. Whether you can take a screenshot or anything of that. But it's writing down your projects. So at the top, you've got projects. Okay, so project 1, 2, 3. I've actually got 4 and 5 as well. You should try and limit it to 3, but I've got 4 and 5. So my first project is the magazine. So it's not really my project, it's clients' projects as well. So the first one I had was my magazine. The second one was my authority blog. Third one were book launches that I've got coming up. The fourth one is my site, uploading the other videos and everything to that. And the fifth one is podcasts, which I haven't started. So I've been on my to-do list for 6 months now, and I've really got to get that done. So what you do is you just write down underneath that 5 big things to move this forward. So you just write down 5 things, no more, 5 things that's going to move that project forward. And it's not things that you have to do today. This is over time. So 5 things that you need to do to move each of the projects forward. Okay? Then underneath you've got people. So people I need to reach out to today. So that's your emails that you need to send, or Facebook messages, whatever it might be that you need to send. And the other one is people I'm waiting on. So you're waiting back for some information, you're waiting back for an email, a quote, or some figures, whatever it might be. It might be, you're waiting back for your book cover, that sort of thing. So you're waiting for me for your book cover. So I'm waiting from the designer for the book cover. So those are the things that you're waiting for today. You can put things down that are further out, but really you need to have the things for today at the top. And then underneath you've got priorities, and you only have 3. The main things I must complete today, no matter what. You can put more, but like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. But really, if you can try and do it to 3, and you make sure that you complete those 3 activities every single day, whatever it is. So you have one of these sheets, the top's going to be similar, but the bottom, the top's going to change, because like here already I had, the things that I needed to do, and those are being ticked, so they wouldn't be on tomorrow's list to move those projects forward. Okay, so those are the things. Now, I'd like to really see you doing this with your book. So there seems to be a bit of a bottleneck, and it's always that thing that people get stuck at the beginning when they're first going through all of the research, getting all of your questionnaires back from potential clients, getting the answers back, and planning out your, mapping out your chapters and doing that work to then actually starting to record or write your chapters. Once you get going there, then there's flow again, and then there's this bottleneck right at the end, and it is like a bottle. You've got all of the content. I've got a bottle here. You've got all of your content in the main part of your bottle, and that last bit is just all the finishing off bits, and that's where people really start to procrastinate or get stuck, or they have something that's holding them back. And it's because you know that you're at that final part where you're just going to get it done. Because it's that fear factor. Is it good enough? Am I good enough? Are people going to read it? Are people going to like it? Are they going to judge me? What are they going to say? It's all of that. You've got to that point, and it's that last little bit that it's something that's holding you back. Okay? So you really need to push through that bit. And the way to push through that is to get your book up onto Google Docs and send me the link so that we can do the rest of it. If we're doing the launch for you, that is. Okay, because then I will keep you accountable. If we're not doing that for you, if you're just doing a coaching package for a program, for example, then make sure you have an accountability partner who's going to help pull you through that part. Okay, so that is about all that. I was going to go into something else, but I'm going to save that for next week because it's going to take about another half hour to go through it. So I was going to show you these. So we're going to go over those next week, and that is how to stop multitasking and start really creating a lot more momentum and a lot more progress with your book and also with your business. Whatever you're doing, whatever we're doing here is really going to hopefully move you forward with everything else that you're doing. Okay, so Dee, you're the only one on the on here.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
No, I've just stepped outside. Hey, no, those tips are absolutely awesome, and it's probably everything. Well, it is everything I need right now. It's really quite interesting that the things that I've been listening to lately, with different webinars that I can get on and off, and what they all. I don't know, maybe it's because I manifested it. They're all exactly direct stuff that I need, and this is great. So I'm glad I finally got to hop on. Awesome. I just said to the lady who I'm training, I said, "Oh look, I've got to get on this webinar to listen to. I'll just sit there and watch you because I've showed her how to do stuff." I said, "I'm just going to put my earphones in, and if you need, I'm sitting right next to you." So I've been talking to her as well. But yeah. Really, really good stuff. But the tips about the 50 minutes and things like that too. And nutting things down, because I like that thing. Stop the multitasking, because we do. And you're right. You get nowhere fast.
Well, I'm going to go over it next week in more detail. But essentially, so we have these 5 things that we're doing: A, B, C, D, E. And so we start doing, if each one of them takes 4 time blocks, whatever that time is, whether it's an hour or 4 days or whatever the time block is, then what we do is we say, right, well, we work a bit on A, then we work a bit on B, then we work a bit on C, then D, then E. So then the next day comes, so we've got 5 time blocks in the day. The next day comes, and so we'll work on a bit on A and a bit on B and a bit on C and a bit on D. Oh, and then off F pops up. And then the next day, then we've got G and H. And so we never actually get any of those finished. And that's where a lot of us are, that we keep moving through these things and we get to here and we've just got this last little bit.
I have got so many things where it's like, just that much to go. I'm like, all right, I've only got that much to go, so I'll plan for that, and then there's something else. Oh, but I'm going to get in this, and it's just, it's like, it really, really slows me down, because I think, all right, just get the one main thing done, and then, like you said, it's so frustrating, So
you just got to decide what that one thing is, and then you work on it. So we do A, it's done. Then you start B, 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 B.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you've gone, and whip through things. And especially if you work out, okay, what is it that I need to do and what can I delegate to someone else?
Yes, this is really good. I've just sort of let you know, I'm so thankful that my friend who I told you about, who's editing my book, is so brilliant at it. She is just brilliant.
Awesome.
She's doing chapter by chapter, and she sends it to me, and she's talking in words that I wasn't even aware that. She's like, oh, we're going to do, the passive tense and the forward and the where, what, and how, and why. And she's that structured in that respect because she's done so much writing herself. So
Brilliant.
I know. By the time it gets to you, you won't have to do anything. You just have to read it. That is my plan, that by the time it gets to you, you'll have to do very little.
I love it. Love it. Yeah, no, that's great, because that's the biggest thing. And really, I guess when I'm teaching people, I'm not teaching that sort of thing, because you just think, well, we're not at school anymore. People have got those basics. But I guess when you're not at school, you're not into the, that mindset.
Yeah, that's right. And
like most books, you need to write it in the past tense.
Mm.
So yeah.
So that's been really helpful. So that's the thing, learning about delegating too, like you just said, about just saying, hey, can you
asking for help?
Yeah. So that's a big one. So this has been awesome.
Brilliant. Okay, do you have any questions or anything that you want to go through?
Well, I guess we'll chat tomorrow, so I won't take up the recording. And that if you put what we're going to put up, then so then I can grab any templates or PDFs or whatever.
No, I was just going to put up the. Hang on, I'm just going to Trello. I was just going to put up the my notes. Just type my notes up.
Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm going to go and start tomorrow. Maybe I'll start tonight on what I need to do and just smash it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop using that word "smash it out" too, because that sort of makes it sound like you're pressuring yourself. I gotta smash it. Yeah. So that word doesn't really relate to me. I think, do
it with ease and grace.
That's it. That's exactly right.
Okay, can we just quickly, because I've got a new designer now.
Yeah.
Why is the pictures not coming up big for me? Where were we at with this? Come on, show up. Come on. Now, what were we doing? I've forgotten.
We were looking at. One thing I wanted to look at was font in the middle.
Yeah.
Trying to maybe in the subtitle. I don't know, because it I don't know. It looked a bit too different to the heading. I don't know. Try to maybe make it a bit softer. See, it looked a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember how I did that, but I love how we did that.
That is great. I mean, probably the only thing I'd like about that, if we could make it a bit more gold.
I was just looking at that there, thinking a bit more.
Yeah.
A lighter and a bit gold.
Lighter, yep, a bit more gold.
Yep.
Or gold. And what was keep going?
Then you're happy with this band, yeah, this colour?
That is a good question.
Do you want it the same red? I would say pick out the red in your t-shirt and your top.
Yeah, if we could have it the same red as my top. Yeah. Oh, and I think we were getting rid of. Oh, did you have another one where it didn't have the black shadowing around my name?
Yeah, I think I did that.
Yeah. So, more gold for the heading. The subtitle, I don't know, maybe a bit more of a softer font.
That one.
Yeah, that one. What did someone else suggest? Someone suggested something about the name. I don't know if it was like a make it like 3D. I don't know what they meant like that. I can't remember. I can't remember the
Well,
comments.
it is sort of 3D because it's got that shadow behind it and it's rolling.
Oh yeah, or maybe they meant make the shadow thicker so it's easier to read.
Heavier, yeah.
Like the darker, just the actual letters. But yeah, just to soften the subtitle font, lighten up the heading, and see if we can get the same red as my shirt or similar.
Now, did we also talk about if you wanted like a tagline? Because your tagline, is this just the image?
Tagline.
Because you got your tagline, but did you want to add something else, like more of the outcomes for other people? What they can learn from it?
On the title?
How I changed my mindset, ignored my age, and made my dreams come true. Oh, well, that's, they can do this. Yeah, they can do the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool.
Cool.
And how are you going with your accountability? How have you gone in the last couple of days?
Well, as I said, the book's going well because I finished it. Yay!